There we go. Apologies. No,
That's all right.
active warrant.
Yeah, he was arrested for an active warrant. Upon arrest and Section 54 search, he was found to have a machete and cocaine. So he wants to go to bench to contest his warrant. He doesn't want to contest his current charges, just his warrant.
Okay, okay. What's the warrant for?
The warrant is for production of a Class A, as well as Section 5 firearm.
Okay, is there any evidence of this?
Yes, let me just have a look through for you. 3775. 37759 is the after action report. If you want to have a look at that, I've made that public for you.
Okay, dokie, let's have a look. What's the suspect's name, please?
It's Mr. Robin Ancora. Alpha November Kilo, Alpha Romeo Alpha.
Okay, dokie, let's have a look. E7759, did you say? Let's have
37759, yeah.
I was looking at the wrong Robin and Cara one. Okay, sorry, I'm just reviewing the evidence now.
CID are searching.
Yeah, just make sure any Marabunta member to stay the other side of the vehicle.
Remember this house, lads. There was stuff hidden. Last time we raided this, there were boxes hidden and shit.
Yes. Just south of you know. Keep your position for now. Hello, Chip, what have we got?
Oh, cocaine. Wait, just come through, come through.
It's just full of coke.
Get everything you can, log it, and seize it afterwards.
Oh, sawn off. Sawn off, pistol rounds.
Beautiful.
Good hit. I have it photoed. I'm gonna take it now.
Yeah, go on, just if you need the MRAP to come down there and do some persuasive moving, let me know.
You got some ID.
Andrew, are you seizing everything?
Yeah, taking photos and body cam running all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you do the...
Once the ID
Armor's
gives the all
illegal.
clear, we'll all get in our vehicles and we'll prepare to move to their public parking.
What is whiskey stones? What the heck?
I have no clue, I've never seen it before. John, this guy... John, this guy, do we have any info on him making gunpowder?
No.
No, just the guns, I guess.
Just keep your eyes on the gardens as well, gents. They keep running in and out between the gardens.
What on earth is whiskey stones?
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Lads, remember not to seize anything I'm taking.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just...
Whiskey used to kill whiskey without diluting
Send it, mate.
Just, you know, pull out the yes, unrefined cocaine, have you seen it?
Back a bit, so...
No, I'm only at the start of the door.
Yeah, all received.
Yeah, alright, no worries.
Can you guys come in over here 1 second? Did you confirm these are 2 bags on top of a safe? It looks so safe to me.
The last time we raided here, there were safes hidden.
Yes, 100% a safe.
Yeah, here the boxes contain coke.
Yeah, a lot of coke.
I'll try to tackle you in there and try reach into it.
No, it's much easier.
Reach?
I got C.
Make sure to wear gloves if you touch anything, please.
That was me. Yeah.
Snip it now up and snip it right back into a bag.
So you've got a Marabunta member against the metal spiked fence just opposite from the property.
Okay, move.
What a messy.
I've got it here.
If
To grind it open, John.
Fuck. Yeah, I will grind it open.
Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
So you need to look first off, it's in
Yeah.
between the two of
The
the
back.
bags on the left hand side. Get an angle on it.
Oh, that's yeah, that's a freaking safe. Are you doing it?
On the edge of the middle of the
Oh,
two
yeah.
left bags. You
You
got it?
doing it?
What's it?
Yeah,
like?
yeah,
Down
yeah.
there,
Alright,
mate.
okay,
There's
no
a
worries.
Marabunta watching.
Andrew is doing pictures, yeah?
Body cam rolling the entire time.
Yeah, you doing
That's
it, yeah? Did you get the?
Where do I
code?
look?
I'll start pulling the vehicles out then.
Oh
Where do I
yeah,
look?
that's true.
Move,
I will
move,
help
move,
you.
move, so I can catch it.
So every house is with
Pretty
vehicles,
mature.
yeah?
Yeah, whoever's in front of me. Move so I can catch it on the body cam. Okay, where do I look?
So you see these two bags in the corner?
Yeah.
Look in the middle of them to the
Oh,
far left, and you'll be able to try and get into the safe.
A blue in colour war vehicle turning up now on scene. Is he sport blue in colour?
That's the SE Sport that was at the south cordon.
Will you do me a favour? Will you look at it and catch a photo of it? I can't get my head
Yeah,
to
I'll
it.
try and have a look.
If you can get him detained, stop and search him for carrying a firearm.
He's jumping on the roof.
I'll get to it now. You grab it,
What, do you want a photo?
yeah, for Andrew.
Yeah, I
I'll
can't
try.
get into it.
I've grabbed 500 and cut from the locker.
Did you get a photo of it?
They're gonna hang currently.
Yeah, I got his
setting up in a
evidence.
weird position.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I can't fucking do it.
Mike 2, is that you in the wrong
Yes.
Do you want me to try again?
Mike 1, moving up and then
What's
vehicle,
happening?
get ready to jump.
I can't get into the fucking safe.
Which one? Safe's empty. I'll check.
Yeah, but I haven't got. Did you get a photo of it?
We don't need photos of empty safes, but I'll have it on bodycam anyway.
Yeah.
Times on the
Alright.
roof
Yeah.
of
Okay.
Go through.
the new compound.
Are we done here?
If you just come past with Snake King, grab him. So
Just
traffic,
double
watch
check
out.
every.
John, I double checked everything.
Section 47 grounds being is claimed that he's the owner.
Are you seizing powder milk?
The house is believed to have firearms in.
Season what?
Yes. Refined cocaine and cut cocaine.
Yeah, I've just grabbed like
Andrew.
Yeah, I only found unrefined. Did you find cut?
There was cut somewhere over here.
yeah, I found 50 cut. I'll grab that.
Did you take
Alright,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, 50 cut, I've got it.
Alright, you can see. Begin season milk.
I did my, yeah.
Begin season the milk under production.
Did you say there's ladders to the rear side?
One's down south side, mate.
Mike 1 approaching in Alpha Romeo. Grey Alpha.
Don't go by yourself. Deep left next to the billboard on the rear.
go up with him, please?
Go.
3 up, mate.
Go up, everyone else remain cordoned.
John, you happy?
Yeah, everything's clear, yeah?
Mike 1,
Yeah.
Mike 1, hold.
Alright, lovely.
Alright, only 6 more sawmills left to get, boys.
Lovely. Let's go.
47 and everyone on the roof.
Yeah, the EX.
Pistol rounds.
Down the street.
Oh, that's quite a cluttered house, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the evidence myself.
Okay, okay. So, do you mind if I go speak to my client, please?
Absolutely.
My POV and search record and stuff's been added. No.
Were ye
There you go, the door's open.
pursuing officers
Thank you.
earlier on when you failed to
Do
stop?
you mind letting us go to interview room so we can have some
Myself
privacy,
and Mike
please?
went,
Sorry?
Can we go to somewhere we can have some privacy with him, please?
We
Just- I don't
are
want you
going
to-
to we are going to move along to the computers.
Ah, okay, that's brilliant. Thank you.
So just give a shout when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, come on down here, guys.
Hello, mate.
Good afternoon. Is it Mr. Ankara? Is that how you
It
pronounce
is,
it?
Yeah, that
Okay.
is.
Okay, I'm Kai for Solar. I'm a solicitor. Full disclosure, I am also a member of the police legal team. So if you feel like because you don't want me as a solicitor, feel free to let me know, and we'll see if we can get someone else. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So are you fine with me representing you?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, no worries. Okie dokie. So my the inspector over there has let me know that you're under arrest for possession of a firearm and cocaine. Is that right?
Yeah, well, when they raided my house, yeah.
Yeah, okie dokie. So I have had a look at the warrant and the information after it. They've disclosed that to me. And firstly, have you seen any of that information?
No, not really. I actually haven't seen
Oh,
anything. They just told me what was taken.
Okay, okay. Do you have your phone on you?
I do, yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna send you over the footage I've sent. If you just want to give it a watch.
Cool.
Mr. Solicitor,
Yes.
the judge is asking for an ETA on arrival.
We've just started chatting about it, so I couldn't give you one at the moment, unfortunately.
So how long? Sorry.
I don't know at the moment, unfortunately.
Judge won't be happy with that. Shall I say 10 minutes?
Well, I have only just got here, so you can say 10 minutes, but I can't guarantee that. I've only just got here. We still need to have a proper chat to get to the bottom of it.
Okay,
All
no
right,
problem.
yeah, I've seen the evidence, yeah.
Okie dokie. So, right, talk to me about it then, please, mate. Is that your house to start with?
No, yeah, that's my house.
Okay.
But I've got a lot of keys handed out to a few other people, and it was probably them who put the shit in there. I honestly don't use my house. I've barely been in the city, to be honest, the past 3 months. So,
okay.
I wouldn't really put shit like that in there anyway if I did have it.
That's going to make the judge very happy. The judge
Okay.
just texted me saying, "Can I have an ETA?"
Okay, so I'm just having another look at it. So, looks like they want to get you for production of Class A and possession of the firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, of people on it. Well, the issue is for possession law, you need to have a control interest in it. Is enough. So, having it in your house could actually be enough for to get you possession because it's your house.
Right.
So, if you're giving your keys out to some other people, it's your responsibility if they're putting stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we might struggle with that. Production. That's gonna be a tough one, really. I believe they're trying to use the fact that there's a lot of what looks like just parcels of stuff in there, but
yeah, it seems
I'm
like there was a lot in there.
Yeah, I believe they have tested it. It just has come back as cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever we say is privileged, so they can't use it, and I won't be disclosing it to them. You know, if you tell me something, I won't tell them what you've told me. Have you ever been caught dealing drugs other than today and producing drugs at all?
I've never been caught producing them, though. I've been
All
caught
right.
dealing them a few times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I sell drugs, sell them a lot, so.
Yeah.
So I make my money.
Right. And have you've requested bench trial, is that right?
They said they offered it, so I thought, why not?
Okay.
Might as well.
You say might as well. The problem with bench trials is they can go either way. You can either get off a life sentence or they can be harsher than what the police might give you if you go for a plea deal.
Right.
So what I would recommend, and honestly, is that we try to argue them down to possession with intent to supply.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think you're not gonna get out of the possession of the items in your house. I just don't think that's possible.
I think I can wriggle it out. I mean, I share the house with Omis Quando, and it's
I'm sorry.
I share the house with Omis Quando. Do you know who that is? And
I'm
sure
not
the
aware.
police. I'm sure the police wanna. Is there no way they can see who I've given the keys to? Like, is it not on the G6 records?
Unfortunately, I don't believe it is now. Or at least I can ask them, but I don't think they'd. If you get keys cut, it's not usually recorded that you've got keys cut for someone, is it?
I don't know. They always wear body cams, so I ain't got a clue. I don't know. I do want to take it to a bench trial, though. Honestly.
Okay. That's fine. If you want to do it, we'll have to represent a bench trial. I'm just letting you know that it might not. Your sentence might be stiff unless than if you were to we try to argue it down to possession here.
Hey, I'm a gambler.
Okay.
I'm willing to take the risk.
Okay. So now let's work on the defences. So you're saying that you weren't aware of any of that in your house, that multiple other people enclosed, including Miss Kondo, was it?
Miss Quando, yeah.
Yeah. I've keys to your house.
Yeah, he doesn't own a house himself. That was shown on the public record, so he uses mine. So.
Okay. And you think he and other people put it in there in your house?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Do you have anything to support that someone else might have been putting stuff in your house?
No. It's not like I wear a body cam or anything. So.
No. Didn't know if you had CCTV at the property or anything like that. That's all.
No, I don't. No, not where I live, at least.
Okay. Alrighty. No, if we go to trial, I will do my absolute best.
Cool.
But like I said, I'll do my best for you. All right. I'll let him know we're ready.
Sure.
Oh, also, you have the right not to testify if you don't want to. Would you like to testify if given the opportunity?
Yeah, if they want me to, I'll do it.
Yeah, no worries. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Hello, sir.
Well, okay, we believe we're ready.
We're ready. Treed, are we all right to transport in your car, please, mate?
Anyhow, okay, so this is going to be BT661. It's going to be the LSPS versus Mr. Ankara. Alright, court's in session. Okay, Detective, mind giving me an overview of this case, please?
Yes, Judge. May it please the court, my name is D.I. Buff Egan. Today, Mr. Ankara was arrested as there was a warrant outstanding for his arrest. The reason there was a warrant outstanding for his arrest was his property was raided on the 16th of June this year. Inside his property, we found one sawn-off shotgun. There was 60 pistol bullets. There was 28 shotgun bullets. There was a large quantity of unrefined cocaine. There was a large quantity of powdered milk, as well as 50 grams of cut cocaine. His property is 192 Fudge Lane, Albura Heights, which is still currently his private residence. A warrant was put in for his arrest for the offences of production of a Class A drug, as well as possession of a Section 5 firearm. He evaded detection until today. The warrant was put in place pretty much immediately on the 16th of June, and he was only arrested today, almost a month later, on the 10th of July. He was originally spotted by officers on his bike earlier on this afternoon. He failed to stop and fled police, and they were unable to catch him there and then. We spotted him outside the fire station on Capitol Boulevard. He was. We observed him handshaking with members of the public. We believed him to be dealing in drugs, taking part in drug deals. An arrest strategy was put in place, considering his OCG connection and the fact that he had previously driven off and led police on a pursuit. The strategy was firm, swift, and authoritative. Prior to his arrest, you will see in the report 38309 that he was bragging about how he got away from police earlier. So he was arrested, brought to Vespucci Police Station. His colleagues, his associates, wearing the similar style OCG clothing he is wearing now, attempted to prevent his arrest being made by kicking us, attacking us, trying to run us over, that sort of thing. He was arrested by PC Denise Lenny on charges of Peewit's Class A, as well as a possession of an offensive weapon. He was found in possession of a machete. It is my understanding that the defendant intends to appeal the warrants and the offences therein, the Section 5 firearm as well as the production of Class A. I believe that all the after actions in the arrest warrant that we have supplied there will get us over the threshold of proving his guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Solar, is there anything which you'd like to refute from the statements that the detectives just made?
Yes, sure. So I'll start at the beginning. So the first thing I'd like to bring up is, I'm sorry, was it Inspector Egan?
Detective Inspector Egan, yes, that's correct.
Yes. Inspector Egan did state there that my client did fail to stop earlier in the day, but there's no evidence that this failed to stop, and he's making remarks that my client said that we didn't catch him earlier. Well, that could mean many things. Is he potentially making a failed stop as a driving offence, or did my client fail to stop running away? Supposedly, there's no evidence that my client failed to stop has been produced by the police in this case. My next point is in relation to the offensive weapon charge that my client has been given. He said he was found with a machete on his person. My client is wishing to argue the fact that this is there to cut pineapples at his private residence. He simply forgot it was on him, and that it was not an offensive weapon at all. It was not intended, designed, or made to be used as a weapon. It was simply a tool that he uses for cutting his pineapples. The next point I would like to bring up is the production charge. I don't believe there's any evidence that my client has ever been involved, now or in the past, in the production of any sort of drugs or illegal narcotics, and I do not believe the evidence shows this. The evidence does, we agree, show my residence registered address. We do not dispute that. We accept that is a registered address and that those items, specifically a Class A controlled substance and the firearms, are found inside it. These are the facts. They are clearly shown in evidence. However, my client does dispute that they were they were possessed by him. My client has been away from the city for some time, and was not aware the items were there at all. Multiple other individuals do have access to that property, and as such, my client believes that they might have placed them in the address without his knowledge. This is why the inspector stated that my client evaded police custody since the beginning of June, or mid-June, I believe he said, when the after-action report and warrant were created. My client was not actively evading police custody. He did not know there was a warrant out for him, and like I said, he was not in the city at the time, which is why he's not being detected by the police up until now.
Right, okay. So, Detective, who was it who signed off on the warrant for the establishment?
The warrant was accepted by Judge Tommy Teresi.
Right, okay. From that warrant, can you give me a brief sort of, I guess, the description of what the police were arguing for the warrant to take place? Why were you raiding the home in the first place?
To the best, I'm actually not too sure because I wasn't involved in that case. The investigating officer in that instance was Detective Inspector John Hendrickson. I can send you a copy of the warrant if you like, Judge.
Yeah, please. Okay. Mr. Solar, do you have any proof of the fact that your client was not in the city for the period of time that you're claiming?
I do not, Your Honour. Unfortunately, I've had very little time to prepare this. It's a bench trial, thus I don't have access to any records that might be able to assist with that, such as if there were any speed camera activations or anything like that during the time. Other than my client's word that he wasn't around.
Okay, just give me a second while I look at this warrant. Right, okay. So the warrant is obviously pertaining to an attempted attack or a successful attack, not entirely sure, on an evidence convoy. So then, Mr. Solar, your client is you're arguing for your client on the basis that multiple people have access to this home, and he couldn't be responsible for what would be in his own home. Is that correct?
That's correct. My client believes they were placed there without his knowledge.
And just remind me again, how long is the period of time that you're saying that your client wasn't here for?
About 1.5 months.
And my client has just informed me it was about 1.5 months.
1.5 months. Okay. So, how long has your client been back then?
I'd say about 5 days.
About 5 days, Your Honour.
About 5 days. And in those 5 days, he never once entered his own home.
No, in those 5 days I did.
He has entered his own home within those 5 days, Your Honour. But if he had entered his own home and stuff was missing that he wasn't aware was there, how would he notice?
Okay. Give me a second while I look something up. So, Mr. Sol, just to be correct, what's being argued here is that the house was raided prior or during the time that he was away.
That's correct, Your Honour.
Okay.
It was while he was aware the house was raided.
Actually, no, I can look up myself. Sorry, 2 seconds. And Mr. Solar, who may have access to this establishment that you're claiming?
Oh, Miss Quando.
One of the individuals my client said I can inform you was Miss Quando.
Okay. And how is it that your client knows this individual?
He's a very close friend.
He's a very close friend, Your Honour.
Very close friend. So
he's homeless.
He's a very close friend who may potentially store large quantities of illegal substances and weaponry in his home.
I believe Mr. Quando is homeless at this moment in time and thus does use the address as his residence as well.
So they're living together?
Yes.
I believe that is the case, Your Honour.
So if they're living together, surely they would have some form of, discord regarding what it is that goes on within their own lives.
No, I've been away.
On normal circumstances, yes, Your Honour. However, like I did previously, my client has been out of the city, and as such, they haven't had this discord whilst he's been enjoying some well-needed time away.
Right, okay.
Judge, if I will.
Yes, detective.
So the defence, to my opening statement, the defence raised 4 counter-arguments to what I stated. I'd like to address those in order.
Yep, go ahead.
The first was in relation to the dangerous driving failure to stop. The councillor is correct. We're not charging him with any road traffic offences here. It's just merely to give context as to why we initiated a prompt arrest strategy. Judge, Mr. Ankara receives 8 tickets, speeding tickets in the 16th of June, thereby placing him in the city at the time. Property was raided on the 16th of June, just for reference.
Right, okay.
So the second...
Objection, Your Honour. I believe the fact that the vehicle, that the speeding tickets were given just shows that his vehicle was in the city, not that my client was in the city.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay, not necessarily the right way using objection, but that's fine. Yeah, okay, so if the vehicles were in the city, are you stating then that the vehicles are also used by other people?
Yes, Miss Quando doesn't have many vehicles as well. So.
Mr. Solar?
That's correct, Your Honour.
And do we have the same name individual who potentially used these vehicles, or is it somebody else?
Same individual, Your Honor.
Okay. Sorry, continue on, Detective.
Okay, I'll get back to what the defense counsel just raised there in a moment. So that's covering the first counter argument. The second, it was in relation to the machete. Counsel raised a point that he was using it to cut fruit, which is completely incorrect because he was using it while taking part in drug deals. So I'm not sure. We didn't find any fruit in him. We did find a lot of cocaine in him, though. The third point.
You said using it while taking part. What do you mean by using it?
He had it on his person, bringing it to drug deals with him. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it was in my bag. So
the third point was they were refuting the production of a Class A substance charge. What we found in his private residence was there was powdered milk, there was unrefined cocaine, and there was cut cocaine. Drug dealers use powdered milk to mix it with unrefined cocaine, and that gives you cut cocaine, which is ready to sell. The literal ingredients needed to prove a charge of production of a Class A substance. In relation, the defendant is raising a defense of lack of knowledge. He's saying that someone else who has access to the property is putting and storing these firearms, these drugs there. Lack of knowledge is not a defense in a court of law. I'd put forward two bits of case law there for you. One's an Irish Supreme Court judgment and one's a UK House of Lords judgment. The first being is Fury versus Minister of Defence, which is the Irish Supreme Court judge that's from 1988. And then the UK House of Lords judgment is the Crown versus Kay, which is a 2001 House of Lords judgment.
Yeah, that's fine, Detective. I am aware of the case law regarding it. If you could put that into the disclosure documents, but
of course, yeah.
That's thank you for raising that, just so that at least the defense has the opportunity to look at it. Okay. You were also talking about the fact that you wanted to go back on the claim that about the vehicle being in the city. I think you said
yes,
you wanted
Judge.
To raise something on that.
We're just consulting our colleagues now who are at a station currently. We're trying to get a screen capture of the ticket. See, the defendant has paid off his tickets, his outstanding ones anyway, at least here. So what we need to do is we need to get access to a police computer to take a screen capture of these tickets that were taking place that he racked up on the 16th of June.
Right, okay. Okay. Let me just look at some evidence here. Okay, just can I mention exactly pertaining to the arrest in question, this arrest? Why was it that the suspect was fleeing in the first place? Was that just the case that he was supposedly drug dealing and drove away?
To that effect, I'd like to call PC Denise Lenny to the stand, Judge.
She can come up next to you and speak. I don't need her to go to the stand.
That's grand.
Yo. Yeah.
Okay. And was he arrested? How was he arrested then? Sorry. So you said you failed to keep up with him.
Like outside bit for the windows and doors and shit.
Apologies, Your Honor, I can't hear the witness.
I can hear the witness. Can you try turning your hearing aid on and off again? Potentially that might help you.
I can't either, Judge.
Okay. Witness, can you turn your hearing aid off and on again, please?
Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Go ahead regarding how you came to arrest the defendant.
So regarding how we came to arrest, after 6 o'clock, Storm, myself and Inspector Summers, again responding to another radio dispatch from the fire service reporting individuals selling outside of the fire station. As part of an initiative to try and disperse people from selling in front of the fire station, Inspector Summers had suggested that we stay in the area and commit to a marked visual presence in order to deter the further selling of drugs. It was at this point that I noticed the accused in question on the motorcycle. It was the same coloured motorcycle, wearing the same clothing from earlier on. To which I then informed Inspector Summers of this. We then asked for some more resources to attend the area. That's where Delta Oscar 4, which is my colleague here, managed to make a confirmation that the vehicle did indeed belong to Mr. Ankara with the Section 5 warrant via the AMPR system on board his vehicle.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Defendant Ankara, do you deny the claim that you were selling in front of a fire station, selling some form of substance?
I do not.
Stand up when you talk.
You do not. Okay.
No.
Is this a regular occurrence for you to do such an instance?
No comment.
Okay. Right then. Just let me have a look over the facts of the case, just so I can really grasp this. Is there
Judge.
anything further that you'd like to add, prosecution?
One more point to raise. So the claim there that the defendant was not in the city at the time that the illegal items were seized from his property. He was arrested and convicted of an offence on the 3rd of June. His vehicle was spotted at a high-risk convoy on the 15th of June. And he has his tickets. I think that kind of proves that he was in the city around the time that the goods could have been placed in that property. So he had full knowledge.
Okay. Mr. Solar, anything to rebuttal on that?
Okay. Your Honor, can I have access to the arrest on the 30th, please? Just so I can review.
It was the 3rd of June. 3rd of June is the date.
Apologies. The 3rd of June. Can I have the access to that, please? And in relation to the tickets, does the inspector have information about when they were paid? Because my client could have easily paid them upon his return to the city.
Once we can get access to the police computer, we'll be able to forward that data over to the defence.
Okay, can you just get him the arrest report you're talking about in particular?
Of course, yeah, I'll do that right away. Just added the report number there to the court ticket, and the report's made public for your counsellor.
Your Honor, may I raise a quick point in relation to that report that was made from the 3rd of June, please? So I've just had a quick review of the evidence provided, and during that I can see no concrete evidence that my client was actually there, other than a vehicle registered in his name, and as we've already discussed, that they are accessible by other individuals.
Okay, just give me a second. Detective, what's the incident report number again?
It is 37250. That's the one from the 3rd of June. I think you'll find that the offender has been convicted on that report. A prison sentence was handed out.
Yeah, I can see that.
You were arrested for that, are you aware? It was a police chase where you were supposedly in a black vehicle.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know what. I actually don't remember. It was quite a while ago now.
It was in the Marabunta turf.
Anything else you'd like to raise, defense?
Like I said, John, the big thing about that most recent report was the fact that I don't believe, having had a quick look through the evidence, that there is substantial evidence that my client was actually there. He may have been convicted, but I don't believe you can prove beyond reasonable doubt just because his vehicle, which as discussed is accessible to people, that my client was there. Furthermore, the prosecution did raise an item earlier about my client putting in, or the house at least, being in possession of unprocessed cocaine and powdered milk. Well, you and I have powdered milk in my address. I like coffee. I don't believe just the possession of powdered milk and cocaine in the address is enough to constitute production.
Okay. Anything further, or is that it?
That's it. You're only combined with all the other points I have raised.
Okay, thank you very much. Just give me a minute whilst I look at the facts here. Prosecution, in regards to the charges that are being brought forward, they seem to be obviously on a few different reports. Do we have a full list of what charges are being brought forward?
Yeah, that's correct. You'll have 2 on the actual arrest warrant. You'll have 2 for the current one. So it's production of Class A. You've got possession of Section 5 firearm. Those are from the arrest warrant. And then today now you've got the P-Wits Class A. You've got the offensive weapon charge. I can put them.
Yeah, that off whip should be bladed article. Yeah.
Sorry there,
That's
Judge.
what
I've
I
just been
did put it on
informed by my colleagues there that it should be a bladed article charge, not an offensive weapons charge.
Right, okay.
I think
So
there's
the
some
charges
sort of a
being
technical difficulty.
Charges being brought forward are possession of Class A substance, Section 5 firearms, possession with intent to supply Class A, and then a bladed article, correct?
Correct, yeah. There's some sort of technical difficulty with the report. It keeps changing the bladed article to an offensive weapon. We're not too sure what's going on there. We noticed it in the cells also.
That's all right.
Would you like me to put all the charges
No,
on?
it's all right, thanks.
Cool. Very good, Judge.
All right. So after reviewing the facts of the case, going forward, I am going to find in the prosecution's favor on all charges in this case. The evidence is quite damning in terms of being in possession of all these items. The prosecution has argued and has made it very clear that simply having ignorance towards these items being in your own home is not justifiable argument. If it is the case that someone else has been responsible for having these things being put in your home, then by all means you can put through appeals regarding that and bring forward a criminal case against that person. But with respects to the current situation, you are going to be found guilty for possession of a Class A substance, possession with intent to supply as well. With regards as well to the firearms offence and the bladed article offence, you're also going to be found guilty for those because you were found with those in your possession as well, in your home and the bladed article on your person. So with that in mind, the current maximum sentence that I can hand out for these offences are 360 months. I'm going to have you have time served, so I'm going to drop it down to 300 months. Okay. That's case adjourned.
Fucking bullshit.
Please take the defendant into custody.
Sorry, mate. I'll try my best.
No, it's alright. Well, it's only 300 months, can't complain really.